Welcome, everyone, to the monthly Thursday Call from Tradewinds, a Teleris Group company for March 18th, 2021. Thank you for taking time to join us this morning. I'm Doug Miller, your host for these calls. Our monthly event's an opportunity for you, our partners, to get to better know Tradewinds, our management and team members, and to learn about our amazing systems, tools, and resources, all designed to help you be successful. You'll also get to know each other through our sales recognition and awards and both our live and virtual events. On today's call, we will meet Tradewinds Vice President of Sales Operations, Lesley Evans, with information on habits that we can all develop to help us communicate most effectively with clients and to gain more of their IT budget. Also today, we have President's Club qualification news, updates on our exciting Race to the Summit competition, partner sales recognition, and details on upcoming events, as well as news about special SPIF opportunities as well. And our featured presentation today will be from UJET, the next wave of contact center innovation. They are a unified CX for the smartphone. And UJET is the world's first and only cloud contact center platform for smartphone era customer experience. That's going to be a lot of fun. All of that coming up today during our monthly fast-paced and informative Tradewinds Thursday Call. We invite you to join both the video and audio portions of today's event in order to see all of today's valuable information and to submit questions and comments in our chat window for today's presenters. You can enter those at any time. We'll get to as many as time allows live, and we'll answer any others privately after today's call. Well, let's do it. First up, every sale closed in 2021 helps qualify you for our Tradewinds President's Club, which will be held next year in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The dates are March 5th through 8th, 2022. You can save those dates and pick out your luggage and your best beach wardrobe, because you're going to join us in Puerto Vallarta simply by selling a total of 100,000 MRR across any combination of our Tradewinds suppliers. And for the first time ever, parent company Teleris is sending its top 10 producing partners worldwide on an exclusive 7-day trip to someplace they choose from their own bucket list. No reason you can't earn both trips. Qualification is underway. You can begin or continue qualifying today, and we hope to see you at our 2021 Teleris and Tradewinds President's Club. You know, amazingly to me, there is only 1 month left in our very popular Race to the Summit Season 3. It's a competition among partners that's loosely based on the Amazing Race. Lots of opportunities, tasks, and events, all designed to help partners grow their businesses and qualify for valuable prizes along the way. Now, this season, there's more content, opportunities, prizes, and even more fun. There are exciting new Tradewinds TV shows, including Culture and People with COO Richard Murray, new episode of Parking Lot Prep with Engineering VP Josh Lepresto, and Myth Blasters on commissions with CFO Zane Christensen. I even stuck one on there myself about contract renewals. You'll like it. Once again, the Race to the Summit grand prize is a 3-year lease on a Tesla or $25,000. Looking over our current Race to the Summit scoreboard, 2 of our Tradewinds partners are in the top 10. Congratulations to Giles Potter, currently in 8th place, and congratulations also to Adam Fairless, landing 7th place honors. Now, these things change quickly in this competition. There are many points still to be earned. So if you're not already in, take time to join the race today. And here are some additional events coming up in the near term. We hope you'll plan to join us. Today, Thursday, March 18th from 4:30 until 6:30 p.m., you can join Zoom in Melbourne at the Imperial Hotel's Parliament Room. Now, there are just a few reservations left for this, so you've got to register right away. And then you can enjoy the fun, the cocktails, and the canapes as you socialize with your industry colleagues this afternoon in Melbourne with our friends from Zoom. Now, next Thursday, March 25th, Zoom will also sponsor a pub and trivia event in Sydney at the winery on Crown Street. Come enjoy the drinks, the fun, and answer some trivia questions while you get to know the Zoom team. Two great events coming up from Zoom. Register early, and please note that COVID precautions are in place at both of those events. Now, coming up this Tuesday, March 23rd, there's a special online event from LastPass, the best way to manage passwords. Lesley Evans is going to speak at this event. He'll demonstrate how LastPass solves access, authentication, and password problems and helps millions organize and protect their digital lives at home and at work. Catch that on Tuesday. Next Thursday, March 25th, there's a special island event that will take partners beyond the basics to understand the island difference in secure and compliant hosting for infrastructure, disaster recovery, and backup as a service. Also on Thursday, March 25th, two events happening at noon from which you can choose. First, CompTIA will conduct their Australia-New Zealand Business Technology Community Meeting, where you can hear from the experts and network with industry colleagues. CompTIA is a phenomenal resource. You really should get to know them well. Second, also at noon, you can choose the RingCentral Virtual Partner Academy and SE Bootcamp. You'll learn what you need to know about RingCentral, bringing teams and customers together on a single business platform. It's everything needed to get work done all in one place. That happens next Thursday at noon. And you might as well go ahead and mark your calendar now for our next Tradewinds Thursday call. We've got that set for April 15th. We ran through these pretty quickly today, but you can find more detail on our website about these and many other upcoming Tradewinds events. Or you can also just reach out to us at any time for all of the info. Quick reminder that our chat window is available if you have questions or comments for today's presenters, including our first guest coming up right now. I am very happy to welcome Tradewinds VP of Sales Operations, Lesley Evans, to the call. You may not have heard, but Lesley has a lot of habits, and they're all good ones. In fact, Lesley will be teaching us some of those habits today that can help us win a larger portion of client IT budgets. Told you this was going to be good. Lesley, welcome to our Tradewinds Thursday call. How you doing?
Great. How about you? Thanks for that.
I'm fine. I've had too much caffeine, obviously.
I love it. Yeah, so let's get started. So yeah, my name's Lesley Evans, VP of Sales Operations. What we do in sales operations is we enable our sales team to support you. So we give them enablement tools to make you guys better. So today we're just going to go dive into one of the things that we have done in the past, and hopefully you'll see that it will work wonders for you as well. So if you want to move ahead, there we go. So the question I want to ask yourselves is, what portion of your customer's IT budget are you actually getting? And if you think about the times of us working from home, companies have some or all their people working from home. The customer experience is very important. And the one thing that you want to think about is, how are you keeping in contact with your current customers or even potential customers and reminding them of what you offer? What do you think that their IT budget is, and what do you think you're getting? So those are some of the things we want to think about. And by thinking about those, we'll move ahead. We're going to look at the communication, and the communication is key today. So if you're thinking about the communication to your current customers and potential customers, you should be thinking about, ask yourself the question, what are the habits today that you are communicating with your current customers? And what part can you do to get more of their budget today and tomorrow? So that's what we're going to look at today. So before we go off and look at how to communicate and what you guys should be doing, because we know it's important, let's pause and rewind and have a discussion on goals and habits. This discussion is important on how successful you'll be on communicating with your customers and your potential customers. So let's start off by looking at what progress really looks like. Imagine you have an ice cube sitting on a table in front of you. I know it's going to be hard to think about this because I know you guys are in warmer weathers, but let's imagine the room is cold and you can see your breath, and the current degrees is 25 up, and I'm total American and I do not change this to Celsius. So it's 25 degrees Fahrenheit, sorry guys. And what happens is ever so slowly, the room begins to heat up. It increases to 26, 27, 28 degrees. The ice cube is still sitting on a table in front of you. Nothing has happened. Again, the room increases one more degree, another degree, and another degree. Still nothing has happened. Then we hit the freezing point of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. What happens then? The ice cube begins to melt. That 1 degree shift, seemingly no different from the other temperature rises, has unlocked a huge change. And this is a breakthrough moment. And it's something that we need to be thinking about progress. We all start doing things and we don't see any changes. And all of a sudden, there's one moment in time that unleashes the major change. And this pattern actually shows up everywhere if you think about it. Think about cancer. It spends 80% of its life undetectable, and then it can take over someone's body in a month. Bamboo, it can barely be seen for 5 years, and then it explodes to almost 90 feet in 6 weeks. So these are the things that it happens, is that there's a lot of progress being made and you can't see it. And then there's one point in time that we just jump to that point of change. And this is what happened with the ice cube. So let's look at the prevailing wisdom that everyone says. You guys probably have all set big dreams. You set goals for your business. You set goals for life. And we all want to make them. The thing we want to think about, are those goals is what actually helped you get something? Think about the goals you set in life. You wanted to lift a big weight at the gym. You wanted to lose weight. You wanted to have good grades in school when you were younger. Some of those goals you probably actually achieved, and others of them you did not. Let's look back and think about the ones that you did versus the ones you didn't. And I bet you there was a system that you had that made you hit those goals. It wasn't the goal itself, but it was the system that you instilled in yourself to hit that goal. And so that's why if you go ahead and click, goals are not what you want to do. You guys want to create systems. And when you create systems, the final goal is achievable. So if we go to the next slide, and this is where it's at, is the systems that we're talking about. You can have any kind of systems, but what is the difference between a system and a goal? Goals are about the results you want to achieve, and systems are about the process that leads to those results. Here is a question I ask all of you here. If you completely ignored your goals and only focused on your systems, would you still succeed? Let's think about it. Olympians, every Olympian out there has the exact same goal. They want to win that gold medal, and only one wins. So if we're looking at the person and only thinking about the goal, is it really what happens? It's that one person that has a different system than everyone else that achieves the goal of being the Olympic gold medalist. And that's the difference of the outcome. So now what we want to do is pivot and think about, okay, we talked about the goals and the systems, but let's talk about atomic habits. And atom is an extremely small amount of a thing, the source of immense energy or power, where a habit is a routine or practice performed regularly, an automated response to a specific situation. So an example of an atomic habit, be it good or bad, and you guys can tell me what you think, is you wake up, you want to feel alert, so you go drink a cup of coffee. All of a sudden you satisfied your craving to feel alert, and your drinking coffee becomes associated with waking up. This is a habit, and you created it. It's a very small habit. And this is what we're talking about. You create very small habits and you improve or not improve yourself. And this is where we want to be. So if we look at different habits that we've had, and I'm just going to go over the first one. You guys can read the rest of them as I'm going over it. Let's think about our cell phones. The phone buzzes with a new text message. You want to learn the contents of the message, so you grab your phone and you read the text. All of a sudden, you satisfied your craving to read the message. Grabbing your phone becomes associated with your phone buzzing. And that's a habit that we all create. And I will probably, all of us here know our kids, it's the worst habit they have. They can't get rid of their phone, and as soon as it vibrates or something, they're picking it up. So this is the core of habits and how they happen. And what we want to do is we want to think about our habits, and we want to start stacking them. You can go to the next slide. And when you create habits with situations that you do, you can become successful with those habits and have that 1% increase or that new behavior. So a stacking habit is let's take the communication that we started off the conversation with. I will send an email or text my customers on the 1st of every month before I start working. You can make this sentence however you want, but by creating the sentence and putting it with other things that you do, you're going to get those habits to be more successful than just saying, oh, I'm going to work out every day. And the next morning comes out and you're like, I don't feel like working out. But if you said, I'm going to work out at 6 a.m. every day, by walking around the block, it becomes something so solidified. So let's hit play and discuss why we're here today. So in sales operations, what we do is we want to communicate and we create behaviors for the team. We are giving them tools for them to create those habits. So communications is one of the biggest ones that we do. So let's think about it. I bet many of you get emails from Tony or Francis on some kind of cadence, monthly, weekly, or somewhere in between. And you may or may not open them, but let's reflect on what it does for you. If you're one of the ones that doesn't open the emails, do you still have that name in the back of your head? And when a question arises, do you reach out and ask the question to Tony or Francis? But if you're one of the ones that open the emails, are you opening it up and getting some industry insights and appreciating the email that you got and making yourself better in your business? So it doesn't matter when you're communicating with your customers, if they're opening it or not opening, you're giving subliminal messaging of what you are and who you are to them. So I challenge each of you to take this and actually commit to one email a month to your current customers or your prospecting customers. Your email should be short with a goal to make a light bulb go off for your audience. You should rotate the information and go through all the different services. Even if you're not selling the services to them and you have sold them, go through all the advanced service categories, because when they're ready to ask questions on any of those services, who are they going to call? They're not going to go find someone because you sold them UCAS and they have to think about mobility and go, oh, who can I get? They're going to be like, wait a minute. That's right. My partner, my IT, my advisor, he does that too. I'm going to go call them. And remember, when you're working with your customers, keep it simple. Remember the KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Even though you may be talking to someone you think is technical, maybe some of these categories that you're reaching out and reminding them that you can offer, they don't know anything about it. So keep it at a high level. So here's what you're going to want to think about. The goal is for the customers will reach out to you on the next the time they have something they want. So by communicating with them in some kind of cadence and creating this as a habit for yourself, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to give yourself leads and opportunities today and tomorrow when you least expect it, when your customers are thinking about something and you didn't even know they were thinking about it. So that's the challenge I have today. And before I drop off, I just want to, this whole entire conversation on the habits and the goals was about from this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is a great book. I barely touched probably 3 chapters of the book. If you really want to make a 1% change every day of your life and change your personal life or your business, it's a great book to go read. And thank you.
Lesley, that's a phenomenal presentation. So many times we talk about goals and goal setting, and that's all great, but goals tend to be out there a long way out, whereas habits, I think the great thing about those is that you can start a new habit today, and at the end of the day, you can say, I've already got my new habit. These are very short-term changes that make huge differences in people's lives.
Yes, exactly, Doug. And it's hard though. If you just say, I want to do a habit, it doesn't happen. That's why reading the book or even just starting with that stacking habit, it makes yourself very successful fast.
One of the difficulties that so many people have talked to me about over the years is when they're trying to break a habit, they fail to replace the habit they're trying to lose with something else to take its place. And it seems very important that if you're going to let something go, to replace it with something much better. And if that happens to be the one that you were trying to do, so much the better. But this idea of exchanging a habit for a new habit is so powerful. And when it comes to the simple things that our partners can do just to stay in contact with their customers and to try something new in their presentations, this seems like it's just adding superpowers to our partners' skill set.
Yeah, and it's subliminal messaging because we don't know what our customers want all the time, and sometimes customers don't reach out. So by subliminally telling them what you offer, you never know what tomorrow brings. So
it's so powerful. Thank you very much for preparing that for us and giving us a lot of things to think about. I'm sure we'll be hearing from you again on our Thursday call, and we really appreciate it. Lesley, we're glad you're in charge of sales operations.
thanks, Doug.
Really appreciate it. Lesley Evans, VP of Sales Operations for Tradewinds. So glad you're on the call. All right, it is time to introduce more of the team that makes this all possible. Right now, it's Tradewinds VP of Australia, Tony Heywood. Tony's joining the call today to present some very special partner recognition. How you doing, Tony?
I'm always well when I'm on this call. It's a delight every month to be able to recognise our partner of the month, and the partner of the month for February is MindArc, and David Mulgrew, as director and co-founder of the telecommunications business within MindArc, has just excelled himself, and the team have just done amazing things. One of the things that Lesley pointed out in her presentation was the opportunity to sell across the stack. So that you're not only limited to your area of expertise, you've actually got access to a whole pile of different technologies. And David and the team have been really focused on broadening their conversations with their customers past their area of expertise. And the number of lead registrations that they've been submitting is increasing, but also it's increasing across the different technology categories. But last month they also had the biggest sale of the month in February, and that was to a large financial services organisation for UCAS. So I encourage all partners to join the fray, and really I want to see a whole pile of partners showing the Americans how it's done in Puerto Vallarta as well. So I know, David, we talked about that yesterday, and I believe you're on track to get there.
That'd be fantastic. I would love to see nothing more than that. The area is growing so quickly, and we're getting so much partner participation out of there. MindArc, phenomenal company. They're specializing in digital retail technology. David Mulgrew, congratulations to you. The phenomenal sale, and we certainly appreciate your partnership. Tony, anything else you wanted to bring up this month?
No, it's your meeting, Doug.
All right. Well, so glad you're on the call. We appreciate you and Francis and all the team out there. Thank you very much. Congratulations again, David Mulgrew. We appreciate all of our partners, and thank you every month for continuing to place your business with us. Tradewinds is built for you. We do want to let you know that several of our Tradewinds suppliers have announced some phenomenal spiff opportunities that will help you earn even more from those sales you close. Here are 4 of those. First, you can make a resolution to sell Vonage in the new year, maybe even just make a new habit, as Vonage wants partners to earn 8x MRR spiffs. That's right, 8x. Vonage's first quarter promotion is offering 4x MRR spiffs on all business communications or standalone contact center deals if you just do a 1-year agreement. But you'll make it a 6x MRR spiff if you put it on a 3-year agreement. And any new partners who didn't sell a Vonage deal last year will earn an extra 2x MRR spiff on this sale. So that's up to 8x MRR on those Vonage solutions. That's tough to beat. Don't miss a chance to make your resolution to sell Vonage. Next, RingCentral has announced the first of their 2021 spiffs. There are a boatload of these. How about a 1x MRR spiff on all upsell deals, or a 4x MRR spiff on sales of annual prepaid Ignite program deals on 2-year agreements, 5x on Ignite deals on a 3-year agreement, and 5x MRR spiff for RingCentral customer experience sales on 2-year terms. And the big one, 6x, that's right, 6x on customer experience sales with 3-year terms. RingCentral's just helping you multiply your profits with these fantastic first quarter spiffs. You got a few days left, don't miss out. And the team at LogMeIn has announced they're increasing their spiffs for sales of their Go-To Connect through June 30th. A single year sale will earn a spiff of 5x MRR, or you can get a 6x if you sell a 2-year term, or a 7x spiff on 3-year agreements. Go-To Connect is the only solution needed for fully integrated business communications, and now it includes video conferencing. 7x spiffs from LogMeIn. And finally, fast track your profits when you cross the finish line. See what I did there? Selling Zoom Phone through July 31st. You'll close a deal with either Zoom Phone, the cloud phone solution natively built for the Zoom platform, or with Zoom United, consolidating voice, meetings, and chat into one simple solution. You'll earn a 1x MRR spiff on a single year term, 2x spiffs on 2-year deals, and 3x spiffs on 3-year sales. But they're not done yet. If a customer is on annual pay, Zoom will add another 2x to each of those, giving you as much as 5x MRR spiffs on these 3-year terms. Now you can go to the Zoom event tonight or next week. You can also ask Tony or Francis about these and any other available spiffs on your next Tradewinds opportunity. And you can see them all by logging into tradewindsbrokerage.com.au/partners. We'll put that in the chat, but it's fun to say. Well, today's featured presentation is from UJET, the next wave of contact center innovation. UJET is unified CX for the smartphone era. Consumers are spending more time on their smartphones than ever before, and they expect frictionless experiences across your client's brand. UJET is the world's first and only cloud contact center platform for smartphone era customer experience. With UJET, your clients can offer customers a predictive, contextual, and conversational customer experience. Jai Cowan is UJET's solutions consultant, and he joins us now with details on this very exciting lineup of services. Hey, welcome, Jai, to our Tradewinds Thursday call. Good to see you.
Thank you, Doug. Great to be here. I was thrilled to be invited to present to you all today. I'll bring up my slide deck here. And very excited. I also have on the call with us Karen and Forrest from our channel team. Guys, if you'd like to introduce yourselves real quick.
Absolutely. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's Forrest Knipple. I'm the national partner director with UJET, working with Telarus. Has been a fantastic company and really leaning in with them, and likewise them coming back to us.
You're on mute, Karen.
Karen?
Yep, got it. Double mute me. Karen Bowman, VP of Global Channels for UJET. We are so excited about this partnership and launching with Telarus. You guys are our first international master agent partner, so you've got to jump on everyone else. And I mentioned earlier to the team, we are here, Forrest and I, in Florida at Telarus CCAS event. So super excited to be here and hope to kick off a fantastic relationship with all your partners. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, we'll dive right in. I want to get through the content today and talk to you a little bit about, who is UJET? We are quite a new vendor, certainly to the Australia, New Zealand market, and give you an idea of what it is we're doing, why it's unique, and where you might think of bringing us into an opportunity or introducing us to one of your customers. We also do have a spiff, by the way, which I believe Karen's going to introduce at the end. But with that, I'll get into the meat of the presentation and give you an idea of what it is we're doing. And UJET was founded roughly 5 years ago, and it was founded upon a premise of reinventing the whole concept or conventional wisdom of what a contact center ought to look like and how it ought to behave. Now, our founder actually came from a mobile smartphone hardware design background, and really the impetus for him founding UJET was actually his own frustration in dealing with contact center experiences. And he thought that, we all have smartphones in our pocket nowadays. Why on earth are we going through these monolithic IVRs and kind of disjointed experience and getting into this circle of frustration, when typically dealing with a an organization to get support or get help with something. So he set out and basically built a contact center with a fresh perspective. He wasn't from the contact center background, and built out a contact center architecture using all the latest and greatest technologies that we now have available. And this is kind of the vision that he had for the platform, which we've now built out and have been successfully delivering to customers for many years. Going through the process of identifying a problem. And if you think about your own experience, often this occurs it could just be in general life, or often you're on a web browser. You may be navigating, adding some items to a cart, or even interacting inside an app. Now, a lot of companies now deliver their service or product through an app, or at least have an app to give product information or these types of things. So given that in mind, a lot of the time it's possible to actually capture information and useful data points about that consumer's journey and present that to the agent. And not only do that, to capture that and use that for intelligent interaction routing, whether that's a call or a chat. And by the way, UJET spans both chat and voice contact center space. And we're basically able to funnel all of those interactions through the same queuing platform and present them to an agent on the back end. So getting into the interaction, getting them to the best agent possible at the outset, verifying that customer's identity very quickly. And we can demo in a separate session our ability to use the biometrics on a handset to very quickly verify a customer, log that securely to the CRM, and then share photos. So, here's the picture of the damaged product I'm trying to RMA. Here's my ID card or my license that I need to share in order to create an account. Here's my billing address on my utility bill. I need to update my details. Doing all those things by sharing photos and text, as we all do in our modern lives, is certainly a far better approach. And that's really where the focus has been in developing the UJET platform. So what are the 4 pillars that we've based on? And one of the big architectural decisions that was made very early on is that we are purpose-built and optimized to be integrated with a CRM. So we have 6 now off-the-shelf connectors with mainstream CRM platforms that enable us to basically connect into a CRM's ticketing platform with a minimum of implementation service. We can do that in a matter of hours. And maybe map some custom fields, and we can get a customer up and running very, very quickly. There's no need to go through a laborious scope of work to scope out what integration customizations they need to do. It's off the shelf, and we do a very tight integration with a panel of CRMs. The next piece that sets us apart is the fact that our experience is embeddable. And when I say that, I mean the in-web. So being able to put a couple of lines of JavaScript into your website and present a really slick user experience to get into a web chat or into a virtual agent experience or initiate a phone call or a scheduled callback, all from your website. We've done all of the heavy lifting, enabled that experience on a general customer's web presence, whether it's mobile or desktop based. We can tie all that together. The next piece is intelligence and automation. And I kind of hit on this a bit earlier. This is where we're scraping information out of the web browser. It might be cookie information. It might be some battery life statistics out of the mobile device that we're running an app on. If you have access to see that, maybe you could pop GPS information to the agent, because location might be helpful in resolving the customer's issue more quickly. And using that to automate some of the process, and also getting into a virtual agent scenario where you're helping direct an experience into an FAQ and then maybe onto an agent at a later stage. So that's another big focus of ours. The next piece of it is, I alluded to the fact earlier that we're a very modern company. We were founded in the era of microservices. So our whole solution, our whole code base has been developed in the era of Kubernetes pods. And given this highly scalable environment, we've been able to extend some of our customers very, very rapidly. In one case in particular, we were able to take one of our customers from being around 2,700 agents in the busiest hour of the week up to over 25,000 in a period of under 2 months during COVID. And they were having an absolute surge of volume coming through. And our solution was able to scale and help them meet that demand, obviously using a selection of BPOs all over the world. So the solution does scale very rapidly. Next, I want to touch on some of the security aspects. The whole solution has been designed in the era where privacy is top of mind. We've all seen in the news some of these breaches that have occurred. There's all kinds of compliances in different parts of the world. And as you can see here, here's just some of the examples of the security compliances that we have already. SOC 1, 2, and 3, cybersecurity, PCI compliant, if you're handling credit card information. We've achieved all of these security and compliance certifications very easily because our solution's been designed to push all sensitive customer data into the CRM and do that natively. We're not double handling it. We're not batching it every 15 minutes. It all gets pushed in real time into the CRM. And if we have the opportunity to demo at a later stage, you'll see that in action. It is really quite clever the way that we've managed to build that out. So the next party piece in the demo that we go through, and a unique feature of UJET, is our ability to embed our platform into an in-app experience to deliver a really slick mobile first journey for a customer. So they're browsing through an app, they ask for support, and at that point we can invoke the UJET software module. So we've pre-built a support module that a customer can build in or import into their app. So their app developer can install a support experience with a minimum of engineering and development effort and deliver a really slick end-to-end experience for their consumers coming in. And we can very easily invoke the camera, of course, ask for permission to take a photo, take a video or a screenshot. And the use cases for this are immense. Like I talked about earlier, scanning documents, an ID card, all of these different use cases are really, really compelling, and certainly demo very well to a prospect who may have considered an in-app experience to be too expensive, too complicated. We can do it very, very easily with a minimum of development effort. Like I talked about earlier, we're purpose-built for the CRM. Here's some of the logos that we integrate with natively. And again, this is an off-the-shelf connector. You don't have to spend weeks with a highly skilled developer building scripts and POP integrations with your CRM. This is off the shelf. We integrate natively using the APIs that the CRMs have to push information into the ticket that we've created. We do all that real time, and there's no PII, no private customer information stored in our system. We push it straight to the CRM where it belongs, and it can be controlled, backed up, and it's all done in a very compliant, real-time way. So going into some of the more advanced functionality, we can do predictive routing in terms of going through an FAQ. We can use intelligence to decide where to route an interaction, whether we can contain that for scheduling an appointment, getting a balance update, trying to do an RMA. These types of repetitive tasks we're able to automate. We're working with a number of technology partners on that, one of which is Google CCAI, which we integrate with on the back end, and we can kind of wrap all that together in a highly orchestrated way with our chat and voice channels. So finally, giving you a high-level view of everything we do, the solution has been developed. Looking at this slide from left to right, we focus on the consumer. Any customer that has a drive to transform their customer experience, UJET is a fantastic fit. Even if they're just doing voice only today, we can provide them with a vision of how they can extend that to the web chat and an in-app mobile experience as well, and do that in a way that's going to scale with their business, allow them to integrate with their CRM, and add on multiple third-party applications as well, all tightly integrated through our APIs. And finally, I'll pass it over to Karen to introduce the very exciting spiff that we have on offer right now.
Actually, Jai, I'm going to jump in and grab this one for you.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Otherwise, I can't be this quiet this long. So that's when I have to jump in.
So,
Yes, for everyone. And I know Todd was actually already talking about an opportunity inside of the chat here, but we're doing a couple different things for you. Number one, we have a 4X spiff that is going on for all opportunities that are won here before June 30th. But secondly, just bring us the opportunities. I'm telling you that the demo is amazing and it will start to sell itself. So what we're asking for partners is that if you bring us an opportunity that's over 25 agents, and it moves to the demo stage, which does happen fairly quick. We're looking at $1,000 in Australian dollars for each one of those leads. And if you bring us 5 that move towards that demo stage in the next 60 days past April 30th, we're looking at a bonus $1,000 for you just for bringing that opportunity over to us. And of course, the rubber meets the road when we actually win the deal at the end of the day. So this is a good overall opportunity. Also, for any of you that are participating in Race to the Summit, overall with Tradewinds and Teleris, we do have a couple different opportunities in there for both calling your channel manager and the actual registering of the opportunity. So lots of opportunities for you guys to put a little extra coin in your pocket. That was it for me, Jay.
Right on. Okay, well, pass it back to Doug. Thank you very much.
Hey, that's great, you guys. Forrest, good to see you. Karen, thank you so much for being here as well. Karen, you kind of got aced out there at the end. Was there anything that you wanted to add either about the spiffs or anything else before we move on to questions?
No, I'm good, and great job covering that for us. And again, we're just so excited about the partnership. So really want you to take advantage of this. I know we're coming up on about a month and a half left on that lead spiff, but it's really designed to help you get the leads in and then get them to close to get that 4X MRR. Thank you.
Great. This is such an exciting innovation in the contact center world. We've been talking about this for a while, but now we've kind of taken it past the whole omni-channel experience. And now you've really designed something that is for the group of customers that is based on their smartphones. And this seems such a natural evolution. So let's talk some specifics. One of the questions that's come in already from Todd Graham is minimums. Is there any sort of a minimum on number of seats, and what other requirements should partners be looking for as they evaluate opportunities?
Sure, absolutely. So 25 is not the minimum. That is the minimum for the spiffs. Right now, we believe strongly that there's opportunities to get in and land and expand. So when you have those groups that are looking for that potential growth opportunity, but they need to be able to get our foot in the door there for either the entire suite or just even a portion of some of the services we offer, we can certainly take a look at that with you. We're looking at building that up, that reputation for you as the partner with that company and being able to grow. And we've got a lot of examples of that with our existing clientele. As far as how big, well, let me tell you, we have one of our fantastic partners is a group called Instacart, which if you're familiar with them, basically when they do an on-demand food service. And so this last year, when the pandemic hit across the board, they had to massively expand because suddenly everybody was ordering food from their homes instead of getting out to the grocery stores. And so this was a group that we took from around 1,500 seats, which is already, that's a pretty decent contact center in itself, right? In just under 5 weeks, they had to expand out to just under 30,000 seats. So we had some pretty significant scale in a very short period of time. And you can imagine what the training looks like. So we had to, that speaks very, very highly to how quickly and how easy it was to use our service to train from 1,500 to 30,000 agents in a matter of a month to get them up there. So no, there isn't a size limit on this. In fact, because of the way that we've been built out and the infrastructure that we have behind the scenes, which is a great conversation for another time, we are, quote unquote, limitless. I can't talk today. Limitless in regards to what the scale could be.
That's great. Now, there's so much that's already built into the product. You talked about being purpose-built for the CRM, and you mentioned, I believe it was 6 that are already built just right out of the box integration for CRMs.
Right.
As partners look at opportunities, again, are there particular platforms, CRMs, or maybe geographic areas, countries where this cannot work?
No, keep throwing them at us.
I
I mean,
love
we
it.
are expanding across the globe right now. I want to say, and Jai, keep me honest here, 16 different languages that we're supporting, and we've got well into the 20s as far as the number of countries that we're already physically in, and continue to grow that out through strategic alliances. I know I've got a lot of different conversations going on to grow this out across all the continents. Maybe not Antarctica. We'll see. I don't know how many contact centers are in Antarctica. But yeah, it's been absolutely growing like crazy right now, and we've got some really fantastic referenceable customers across a lot of different verticals. So as you find those opportunities, bring them over to us. I think I typed it into the chat, but channel@ujet.cx. That'll get you connected to one of our channel managers to make sure that we, between Jai and the sales team, that we can talk to you about that. We're providing a lot of collateral, case studies, you name it, out to the Telarus portal and Tradewinds portals. So we're really, really excited to be working with you all.
I'm really intrigued by the security aspect of all of this. I'm a bit of a security geek, and I was very impressed by the number of certifications that have already been earned for this product set. One thing that really caught my eye early on in the presentation was that you've built in and can take advantage of these biometrics, which can be on a handset, for example, to verify identity, and the way that you're using all of the capabilities of handsets and devices, but yet maintain this level of security. I want to talk a little bit more about that, because I think that's when you talk about a smartphone and all of these customers out there using it, that's going to come to people's mind.
Yeah, most definitely. Sure thing. And so what we're talking about there, and it kind of rings through in the demonstration, is we've basically leveraged the fact that the smartphone that most consumers have in their pocket nowadays typically will have a very robust screen lock mechanism built into the operating system. So that's going to be triggered either by Face ID, Touch ID, biometric thumbprint, or a screen lock code. So what we've built into our SDK that can be embedded into an app, like you may have encountered with banking applications that do need a higher level of security to do a transfer or add a new payee to an account, something like that. We're able to have the agent invoke that verification in the midst of a chat session or a call, and trigger that verification. And we will log that to the CRM. You can use that as a paper trail. And that could be used, let's say, in a case where a customer's called in, they want to cancel an order, or they want to update their billing address, something that requires a higher level of verification. You don't just want to rely on the fact that they've logged into their phone and logged into the app. We want to also verify that this is the owner of that phone. And so you can do that in real time and remove that laborious phase that you kind of go through in a lot of calls, where you're getting the mother's maiden name or first pet's name, or some magic code that you're never going to remember. So using that your biometric verification on the handset is what we're doing there. And I'd love to show that to you on a demo. We can do that offline before we take it out and show that to a customer if you'd prefer.
Hey, Doug, can I add on there real quickly?
Please.
That one of the things, when we get into this demo with you, one of the big things that, especially if you've sold any contact center, or you're learning how to sell contact center, labor is the #1 cost that people have to deal with inside of this. And the type of smart actions that we're providing as a part of the development of our product cuts significant time. And I mean, not little bits, large chunks of time off of these average call times, not only on the front end, but on the back end, because of how it actually delivers this information into the CRM and cuts down wrap-up time with all the detail that you would expect. Now that puts dollars back into the pocket of the clients and becomes a very easy conversation to have.
That's tremendous. In terms of customization, flexibility, you talked about the embeddable experience. To me, that says phenomenal flexibility for clients that have particular needs, some marketing message they want to get through, some special promotion that they're running, all sorts of applications for this.
Most definitely. And talking specifically about some of the customization of the UJET SDKs, these are the developer tools that we provide to either a web developer or an app developer. They can make it look like it's part of the website or part of the app. And so in the demo, you don't actually have to shift screens. When you invoke the support module, it's the same color. It's got the same look and feel, the logos, and we can go through a visual IVR and get right to the thing that customer needs support with. And not only that, we can present them with options that are relevant. So for example, if you've got a campaign that's linking to a certain page, you can put a UJET link or an entry point onto that page, and then give customers the option to interact with an agent via chat, via a scheduled callback, or via a live call right then and there, and present to the agent specifically what that campaign was, and maybe other profile information about that consumer. So absolutely, we're all about having that ultra personalized journey for the customer as much as possible.
There's a great question, I think, from Mark Bringberg in the chat window. If you had to boil this down to a 30-second elevator pitch, how would you do it?
Forrest, you want to take that one?
I'm actually typing it in as we speak.
I knew he was going to take us up on that.
So here's what I tell you. UJET provides a unified customer experience for the smartphone era. We're purpose-built for the customer CRM, providing top-level security and compliance. Those would be the three big things I would tell you is because of this 3.0 move that we're doing, the amazing things we can do around the mobility side of what folks are out and how they're actually contacting contact centers nowadays. The way that when Jai gets an opportunity to actually sit down with all of you and show you the real demo in this thing and show you how well this works inside of that customer CRM, it is a brand new experience that way. And again, the compliance and the security piece of this, because we are not keeping that PII information, we're transferring it directly. The metadata is going directly into that single source of truth, which is your customer CRM. You mentioned it earlier. You can probably throw every acronym at us that has something to do with security. We're already there.
It's great. Rob Porter asks a great question. And before I get to that one, I want to ask one other one because it'll lead into it. You talk a lot about predictive contextual routing. How does AI, artificial intelligence, play into the type of routing and the way that calls and interactions are handled? And then on the back end, I want to ask Rob's question about analytics and if it's possible to connect external visualization platforms via APIs or others, or what do you have built into the product itself?
Yeah, that's a big part of our pitch, and I do focus on that particular kind of concept in the demo. We're able to capture and retrieve and kind of scrape out a great amount of data points. And if you think about the number of environment variables or pieces of information that you have in a cookie from a consumer that's browsing your website, there's a whole lot of information that you ought to know about that consumer before you connect them to the agent that's trying to guide them on which product to buy, right? So we shouldn't be starting that conversation from scratch. So we enable the web developers that are building that web journey and capturing that information to present that information. We can route that chat or call to an agent that speaks that language, that's trained on that product, that is an ace salesperson to close that deal, or close that support ticket at the minimum amount of fuss. So that's absolutely a big part of what we're doing. And kind of pivoting over to the analytics side, absolutely, we have a wealth of different options. We have built-in dashboards, kind of real-time reporting module that you can see everything that's going on in the contact center. You can monitor CSAT real-time. You can make staffing adjustments. You can have different supervisors monitoring different areas of the contact center that they're responsible for. As you can imagine, with 25,000 agents, we'd have very, very granular reporting. You're going into the visualization side of things. We have both a real-time API that you can integrate with the likes of Looker, Tableau, Power BI, you name it. We've got customers using all kinds of visualization tools to pull from multiple feeds and include the data that we're presenting in real time, as well as do that historically as well. So if you want to know, okay, how did we do Easter long weekend last year? We feel like our business is 27% up on that. We need to staff accordingly. We don't want to have SLAs slipping on our busy sale weekend, whatever we might be doing. So we have all that covered as well.
Lesley Evans asks a great question here. She says, how can I make a habit out of getting my customers to sit through a demo of UJET services? Sorry, Lesley.
Well, Forrest, did you want that one?
I mean, I'm pretty biased. I think it's one of the coolest demos that we've got out there, and I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, for any of you that knew me, I was actually on the agent side for a while. I got to be the guy that beat up the suppliers saying, that's not unique, that's not unique. Let me tell you, this is actually unique. We have 11, I think we're at least 11 at this point, 11 different patents on different utilities that give us a runway on some of the product that nobody else is doing, cannot do yet. So I will tell you that how do you make a habit of it? Invite them. I mean, ultimately, give us an opportunity to show it to you personally. We'll set those up. And once that light bulb pops on for you, I guarantee you it has been nonstop. Every single one of these. We just finished up another Tolaris Academy here in Florida, and across the board, everyone is like, holy smokes, this is actually different. You shocked me. So I promise you it'll happen the same way for you.
How long should a partner who's trying to conduct a demo with their client plan on that taking, and can the partner do it on his or her own, or should they involve someone from UJET in that experience as well?
Yeah, I think initially we're more than happy to take the lead on that. Although, our model going forward as we scale, we definitely want to enable partners to have their own demo sandbox. We can get that spun up for you very quickly. Can run a handover session with your pre-sales team and very quickly help you get up to speed on that. But I'd say initially, let's leave it to us. You can kind of learn how we demo the product, what the spark and sizzle is. And I'm taking a call to action here. I think we'll need to work together on putting a little bit of a webinar together where we'll take a chunk of time. And by the way, we usually carve out an hour for a bit of discovery, setting the scene, and then we can usually get through the bulk of the product showcase in an hour. But if we're getting into talking to developers and reporting and all kinds of things, of course, we may need multiple sessions to do that. But a good way to introduce the product, I'd say, would be 1 hour.
Excellent. Are there particular industries where you're finding that partners are having excellent success with this, perhaps based on the type of customer base that they have, those who use these devices more frequently, or those sorts of industries that just lend themselves by their very nature to this type of interaction?
Business to consumer is a no-brainer. I mean, truly. And it'll make a lot more sense when you actually see the demo, because a lot of and it's not our only one. We're doing really well in financial, fintech, healthcare, IoT, on-demand services. I mean, we're doing very well across any of those where you are actually interacting with those consumers. Because if you think about it, consumers, and I think Gartner had this out there, it was somewhere around 80% of people from a consumer standpoint operate with contact centers through their smartphone device. It has been a steady shift, and you think about how you contact people on a daily basis. What we're doing is we're making that a very easy to use shift into the actual contact center experience. So we've added, for a long time, everybody was focused on just the agent persona. We've done that as well, but now we've also added that consumer persona to the importance of how a contact center works.
Man, and you've done a great job with it as well. This is really exciting stuff. Such a great new take on an industry that we're all becoming more and more familiar with and very excited about selling. Jai, great presentation today. Karen and Forrest, great to have you as part of our call as well. Surprisingly, we're about out of time. I've got to end it there for today. But take a look at UJET, our newest Tradewinds supplier. This is unified CX for the smartphone era, and you can do very, very well with this. And tremendous spiff as well. Boy, that was a phenomenal offer. That spiff, Forrest, you said that runs through June 30th, a 4X spiff, and big chances to make money on demos as well.
Absolutely. Get those registrations into us this month, guys. Let's get you paid.
That's awesome. All right, that's it. Our time's gone for today's Tradewinds Thursday call. Thanks to our featured presenter, Jai Cowan, and his team from UJET. Terrific information. Also, our thanks to Tradewinds' Lesley Evans and Tony Heywood for being part of today's event. Likewise, our appreciation to each of you. We hope you'll share your ideas and comments with us as we prepare for the next Tradewinds Thursday call on April 15th. Until then, I'm Doug Miller. From all of us at Tradewinds, have a great selling month, everyone. See you soon.